Today we're going to talk about a very brief introduction to HTML coding and how we use HTML to develop web pages. I really want to stress that this is a very brief and a very small introduction, so if you want more lessons, you're going to have to look for part 2 and 3. So, starting off, what we need here is a place for us to always be able to find our code. It's going to be the folder that we always save all of our images to and all of our HTML files to. So I want to right click right here on my desktop, and I'm going to go into new and create a brand new folder. And I want to name this folder something along the lines of websites or my HTML or my code. In fact, I'm going to go with my code. Now, all I need to really remember is that everything I save needs to be saved inside of this folder. So that brings us to finally starting some very basic code. Now here is my Notepad++. It's a very useful application. Before I get really into this, I'm going to go ahead and save this very blank worksheet here, this very blank document, to that my code folder on my desktop. So I'm going to go File, down to Save As. I will navigate into my desktop, scroll down, I'll find that folder, my code. And I'm going to give this a name. Now the name doesn't really matter as long as you keep relating to that same name. It doesn't even matter if you misspell it. It all depends on what you intend that exact file to be called for the rest of the time you use that file. I'm going to call mine homepage, I think. Home page. One word, no spaces. Now, by default, it wants to save it as a .text file. Now, that's useless to us because we want this to be recognized as code. So I'm going to go ahead and end it with .html. And then as soon as I save it, I'll notice that it recognizes the new name by putting it on the tab of the Notepad++. Now it's time to get started on the very basics of the language itself. I start out by talking about a body. Now the body is going to refer to the actual web browser itself. So Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Firefox, whatever you want to be using for this. The body just refers to the big white space that is the browser. And we can give that white space of properties down the road. But I use this command called body to talk about all the things that are going to happen inside of the browser. Now I start a command by using 2 carets on both sides of the command, and I end the command by using the same carets, but I put a / in front of it, meaning that I want my code for the browser to only go in between this information. So I'll constantly be having this area grow and grow and grow as I add more information to my websites. So let's talk about some other commands that we can take advantage of. The most common one is H1. Stands for header, level 1, so it'll be a nice header, big size in front of your screen. Now I will type in the title of my page. And what I have to do, just like I ended the body after I started the body command, I have to end every command when I'm done using it. So I only want my header, level 1, to go only as far as this text, and then it needs to stop itself. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm happy with what I got going on right here, and I'm going to go ahead and save my current information. After I save it, I can click on Run, and I can launch this in a variety of different internet browsers. So I can go ahead and launch this in Chrome. It'll pop up my Chrome page, and now I see my title. Let me minimize this for you. Now I see my title at the top of the page in big bold letters. So we have a couple other options to mess with now. We can go I for italicized, and I give some italicized text, and then I end the italicized when I'm done with it. I'll save my current changes to my code, and I'm going to go up here and refresh the browser. Now it gives some italicized. Others we have access to are B, and I'll type it out. This is bold text. And then I end the B for bold. So there's a lot of different commands that, whether they're just one letter or multiple letters, they're going to have a very specific effect on how your browser looks. So I got some good ones. I think the last one I'm going to do is P for paragraph. Now, a paragraph is a very useful tool to use just because it has a lot of chances for you to affect how it looks. So this is a paragraph. P for paragraph. I'm going to go ahead and save that, and I can refresh my browser to show the exact text that says this is a paragraph. Now, there's nothing special about that text right now, but down the road, we're going to give it some icing on the cake. So, now we're going to talk about two very important parts of making make your page look pretty, and that is going to be images. The very first step for images is we just got to pick an image that is going to be in our page. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my browser, and I'm going to open up a new tab. I'm going to Google, and I'm going to type in cat. I'm going to go straight into images and find an image of a cat. Here's a good looking cat. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to save this image. I'm going to save it specifically to the folder that I saved and created in the beginning of my code. So I'm going to find my code folder, and I'm going to put this picture in there. Now, it came with a very long title. What does it mean when a cat wags its tail? I'm just going to say cat. I can rename it. It's my picture now. I'll push save, and then it will save it to that folder. And if I move my browser a little bit, I will see a file at the bottom of Google Chrome here that shows that exact file being saved. So that file is called cat.jpg for JPEG. So I can start to talk about that in my code now. The command for this is going to be img for image, src for source, is equal to, and in quotes, I put the name of the picture, cat.jpg. You can't just say cat because the computer doesn't know what just cat means. It is looking for a tag on that, so you need the .jpg. And then I end my quotes and I end my carets. Now, this command, image source, is one of the few that doesn't need an end after it's done, just like these up here do. This one's standalone all by itself, which is very useful. It keeps my page very clean. So I'm going to go ahead and save this, and then I will go up here to my home page, and I will refresh my browser, and now I have a cat on there. This is just a very brief introduction to how we use our HTML to load stuff into our browser. Stay tuned for more episodes.